friends, and welcome back. So today is Monday, May 15th. Welcome to a new week, a new vlog. I want to try something a little bit different this week. I have been sitting here. I made some coffee this morning. I did some reading. I think I inserted clips of that already, so you probably saw a little bit of that. I have been sitting here watching some YouTube while working, and I always get inspiration from other YouTubers, content creators, people who have obviously had success on YouTube and have a good following and have been on YouTube for a long time. They obviously know what they're doing, so I always find inspiration from those people. And so the video that I'm watching right now, she was talking about working from home and what that's like, and kind of showing doing a weekly vlog but focusing more on work rather than the daily stuff, the day-to-day lifestyle type stuff. And I just thought that was a cool idea. It's not something that I've really done. I talk about my work, sure, but I've never really focused on it. So I was thinking maybe this week's vlog, instead of focusing on what I'm reading or lifestyle type things, I feel like my vlogs are kind of just an amalgamation of everything. You just see what I'm doing. But I thought maybe this week I would try focusing on work and showing what it's like to work from home. Because I have been working from home steadily basically for the last 3 years since, COVID and everything. I have had to go back into the office every so often. You guys have seen that in previous vlogs. But now my position is fully work from home. And hopefully it'll stay that way. So I thought that I would kind of focus on that a little bit. For me, work isn't just my 9 to 5 job. That is my main job, obviously, because that's where the bulk of my income comes from. So that is my main job, yes. But I also see the side things that I work on and do as work as well. So YouTube, Bookstagram, Etsy, my writing, whether it's working on my book or writing fan fiction, the other Instagram pages that I have, any side things that I do, I consider work, even though I don't necessarily generate an income from all those things. The two places where I generate income are obviously my main 9 to 5 job and Etsy. Everything else is more, I guess technically you would classify it as a hobby because I don't actually get paid for those things. But to me, I'm putting in the effort, I'm putting in the time, I'm making the time. I have to have kind of somewhat of a routine and schedule to accomplish those things. So to me, that's work. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's just the way I consider it, and I think that actually makes me more accountable. Because I feel like it's work and it's not just a hobby. I don't have to do it. If I thought of everything, if I thought of everything I do as hobbies, then to me that would mean I don't have to do it. And I wouldn't make it as much of a priority. Thinking of it as projects, as work, makes me more likely to actually follow through and accomplish things and do them. So, yeah, I thought I would kind of talk a little bit more about those things, showcase a little bit more of those things, and have that kind of be the focus of this vlog, just for something a little bit different. I may still include some clips of my reading for the week, but I may not heavily focus on my reading, especially because I'm finishing up a different vlog, so you'll see my reading in that vlog anyways. So yeah, it is 9:30 right now, about 9:40 actually. I start work at 8 a.m. I work Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I work from home, obviously, like I said. Most mornings, I have kind of started this little routine where most mornings I will actually start work in bed. Not gonna lie, I do it pretty often. I like to sit. I have the dogs here with me who just kind of sleep and relax. I usually put YouTube on, or a movie, or a TV show I'm watching, whatever the case is. And I'll work from bed for the first couple of hours, usually until about 10 when I get up to make snack, our morning snack for my husband and I. And then I'll usually move out back into my office, or once my computer battery starts dying, then I'll move back into the office. So that's a routine I've had the last couple of weeks since we got back from vacation. I was doing it before, but not as often. But it has kind of become a little bit of a routine now, and I enjoy it. I like it. I work from home. I have the ability to be able to sit and work from bed if I want to, so why not take advantage of it? I'm still doing my work. I'm still doing what I need to do. So why not take advantage? So that is what I'm doing. So I don't know if I've ever really talked about what I do. So I work for MGM Resorts International, so a hotel / casino company. They are global. There are resorts and casinos all over the world, although the division I work for is for the US based properties. The international side is a different like division basically. So I work in HR shared services, so HR basically. This is the first company I've worked for that has called it that, HRSS, HR shared services. It's still human resources, it's just kind of a different like model of HR. And so I work in, for this company it's considered leave management. When I worked at Stations, my previous company, all of like leaves, benefits, all that kind of stuff was all lumped together, but here benefits is a separate department. So I work for leave management. So when we have employees who go out on leave, whether it's a medical leave or a personal leave, military leave, ADA leave, any kind of leave, whether medical or other. So anytime an employee is out on leave, we handle it. So this position is very much like data entry, like processing of documentation, leave approvals, things like that. So we don't really talk on the phone often unless somebody is going on like an unauthorized leave. So if somebody was supposed to return to work and they didn't, or they have stopped working and are out on leave but have not turned in the necessary paperwork, then we would call them and say, hey, you haven't done XYZ that you were supposed to. Your leave is now unauthorized. So that's really the only time I actually have to talk on the phone. Most of the things I do are just on the computer. Like I said, data entry, responding to emails, things like that. So most of my most of my day is just reviewing documentation from doctors, FMLA packets, ADA packets, things like that. There's a whole separate ADA department, so sometimes we have to communicate with them and schedule like interactive meetings for the ADA process, things like that. But yeah, a big portion of what I do is like transactional and data entry. So I will open up a case. If we've received documentation, I'll review the documentation, make sure it has all the information from the doctor that we need, and then I will input it into the system, whether it's a consecutive leave, the employee's going to be out from this day to this day, or if it's intermittent FMLA, then it'll say the FMLA is approved for a year, and this is how often they can use it. So it's really like reviewing documentation, entering the information, approving the leave, updating the department, updating the employee, things like that. So yeah, that is what I do in a nutshell. So like I said, I will bring you guys along, show you kind of what it's like to work from home. Obviously, like I said, one of the big things for me is that I can work from basically anywhere in my house. I can work from bed. I can work in my pajamas. I don't have to get up and get dressed, do my hair, do my makeup, all that stuff. It can be casual, comfortable. My husband is lucky that he works from home too, so he's very much the same. He works from 5:30. He works from 5:30 to 2:30, so his schedule is a little bit different than mine. But we both work Monday through Friday, so we're off together on the weekends, which is great. So yeah, come along on a week with me. I'll show you what I do, what working from home looks like for me. Another great like benefit working from home for me is that once I have kind of completed my tasks, I'm able to like multitask and work on my 9-to-5 job, but also work on side things as well. So I can post on Instagram throughout the day. I can write if I want to write. I can edit videos. Usually I will have my personal computer here with me as well, and I'm working on something on the side. I haven't done it this morning because Mondays are usually busier, so I'm focusing on work on my 9-to-5 work, and then I'll focus on like the side stuff later on. So yeah, welcome to Monday, welcome to a new week. I hope you enjoy this like format, this look into my work life, and I will check back in a little bit. So I thought that I would just show you my setup. I'm pretty sure I've shown this before, but I have 3 monitors for work, or I guess a laptop and 2 monitors. I have my little mouse pad that I got from Unplugged Book Box that I am in love with. I'm obsessed with. I love the like RBD or whatever it's called light up. This mouse is from Unplugged Book Box as well. I'm all about the aesthetic, so I love the lighting, the changing lights. Matches my monitors. love the whole setup. So I wish I could find a better way to kind of organize these wires and stuff, but not the end of the world. So one desk here, the little footstool down there, you can see the dogs are always like right next to me. And then on this side, I have, this side's a mess, but I have my personal laptop, keyboard, books, pens, all that stuff. I need to clean this area up. But yeah, I thought I would just share with you guys my general workspace. This is what it looks like when I come into the office. I usually, like I said, will stay in the bedroom until about 10. Then I'll go make us snacks, and then I will come into the office at that point until lunchtime. So yeah, I'm gonna keep getting some work done. Maybe I do a little bit of reading at some point. And yeah.
A bit late for you to be in Sutton, is it not? The old man asked in his gravelly voice. What business are you about at such an hour? Must be something important. You would do well not jumping out of bushes upon women touting muskets, lest you are wishing to be shot. He bristled, leaned in on her, all but sniffing as he looked her up and down with those bulging eyes of his. He smelled of sour sweat. She started to go around him, but he blocked her way. I asked you what you were up to. I do not answer to you. He sneered savagely. How is it you travel the wilds and are not attacked by devil or wolf? Some spell? To Agatha's dismay,